I was thinking about what I was going to see at the beginning, and I forgot again. So, you know what? Let's just at least look at our settings as we get at 7th Curse into our next custom character. But, I mean, that's a pretty vanilla Ath run, as odd as that phrase may sound to say. But if I do have anything to say, and I probably need to remember it, we'll talk about it after the timestamp. But as we get into this run, which will be at the 7th Curse custom character, and I'm pretty sure I've translated these things properly. Otherwise, I've just, as always, I pull all characters directly from the source. The only thing I might do is translate the bonuses that a character has, because you need to do that, otherwise you can't use the bonuses. But yeah, Light, Strength, Second Encounter, Knowledge, Takshisan, and maybe a Dexterity check. And if you can hear mouse clicks, that's me clicking on the mouse, because my microphone is not far enough away from the microphone, but that's just the setup I'm dealing with. So, I mean, I could kind of fix it by doing this, but if I do that, my eyes hurt. So, we'll see what we can do today. Now I'm in a weird position, but yeah, I'll try to do things. So, if anything crashes, yeah, like I said, I just pull these characters directly. I don't really edit the Ito file unless we need to. Mermaid, Scissors, Arms, Rider, and Taxi. Otherwise, instead of Rider, we could have gotten Metamorphosis. Thankfully, that's not the case. But we have 5 Strength, 4 Dexterity, 7 Perception, 2 Knowledge, and 5 Charisma. And then we start with funds due to 7th Curse, but to immerse ourselves a bit, we will cast the thing. And off we go. So, I think we are going to take a Town Mystery first. As much as I don't want to, we'll take Arms first. Try to get a boss out of the way, if there is a boss here. Keeping in mind, so we do have 7 Perception, so I want to go for an Army Knife. If we don't get one, well, hey. So, yeah, we'll take the Army Knife, and I will prepare once, but right after that, let's just skedaddle. Skedaddle? No, prepare once. So we have some funds to work with. I really was supposed to remember what I was going to talk about, but I really forgot too. Was Apple Juice Stamina? I should really look up more of these events. I keep saying that, but I never end up doing it. It would be so easy. 7th Curse, but it's fine. I think we got experience from that, right? Yeah, we did. But yeah, as we just take 2 reason damage to the face, hopefully we're not fighting a boss here. And if nothing else, I can go over what's happening on screen. But as this plastic man, are you looking his eyes? Yeah, we will do our best to survive. So we need at least 2 more points of perception. That is possible if we get the perk. And I know I use Grow Teeth and I'm not biting, but we don't really need to here. I'm sure there is an encounter in which it would help out, like right here. Go for a 90-90-90, because if I go for... actually, can I? No, I can't. Can I go for this? Yes, and I think that's better. Yeah, these are better odds. So 7 damage into 8% teeth bite. And yeah, there are examples of which bite is better. But usually you would want to be in an encounter. And it's actually still hard to justify it, because it only lasts for the mystery. So, or until the end of a mystery, so... Really, what you're trading off is stamina for, in my opinion, you would want to trade it off for a reason enemy that's going to slap you really hard. Preferably, you would also get a point of damage, but hey, and I think that's a part of the character sprite that's sticking out, but... Anywho, moving on. I really forgot what... I'm really trying to remember what I was talking about. Thankfully, we're in Timeline A. We could have gotten the tiny key, but it's not like this doggo can really... use the sports rifle. It would be interesting to do so, but that's not going to happen. So we'll take Scissors now just to get out of the way. We'll probably take Taxi next, considering we have to fight essentially a boss. But in the meanwhile, Clap Bow. For a moment, I forgot what the order was, but it's top-bottom. So Clap is the first action, and Bow is the next. If I care about that, we have 2 wooden bats to throw at this nothing, because we're on Timeline B Scissors, so yeah. Did I roll a 12 there? Anywho, moving on. Oh, what was I going to talk about? I'm so sad right now that I did that. By the way, check the boxes. I think that event is mostly a freebie, if not just a freebie, but... I swear there were cigarettes in that event as well, even though that would be a little weird. But anywho. We can't just take this in the face. You note that I did not use Grow Teeth, but We shouldn't need to. If we hit both of these attacks, we'll be fine. If we don't, we just gamble again next turn. But yeah, otherwise we just do prep attack. And off I go. It was something. I was definitely also going to continue talking about some game dev stuff, but I think it's fine that I don't. I know that I don't always want to be talking about game dev stuff. Not because I don't want to, but because I know it can get tiring on the audience. But again, I'm sure someone will let me know. Even though, if you want to listen to more of it or not. But as we guess, clap, bow, 3 claps. Yeah, we could focus on not dying. That would also help at least this video's length. So clap, bow, clap, clap, clap? Question mark? Well, hey, 12.5%. I think that's 12.5%. You're essentially trying to flip a coin 3 times and guess correctly. And that comes from knowing the first 2 steps in the ritual. If you look at the Friend's Diary, for those who don't know what I'm talking about. But anywho. And you might still not understand what I'm talking about, because I am skipping a few steps when I start talking about this. We're going to take Strength still, funny enough, though. And then we'll take Experience instead, and off I go. So yeah, into Taxi I go. Writer might be a bit painful, but that's where my inability to retain knowledge I've learned comes from. That being said, 30% Doom on our 3rd mystery is very good. If you have 30% Doom moving into your 3rd mystery, or lower, you are doing very well in Roll of Horror. Keeping in mind I'm on a Harbinger Doom difficulty, so hey. Nice strength roll by the Gwei game, but you know what? Them's the taxi breaks. But anywho. So I guess if there's anything else to mention, so I do have something in play. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I was doing a thing, and this video was coming out later because I was trying to do a video, and it did not work the way that I expected. So instead, and it was a World of Horror video. It was specifically, yes, it was supposed to be what was this episode, but yeah, things did not work out as intended. We can trade off this Doom. We should be fine. Now I'm going to take a risk next turn, but yeah. But yeah, I tried to do something and it didn't work out, so that's why this video is coming in later, and that made me really sad. So, funny enough, it was not an audio problem. I think a lot of my failed video recordings are a result of some audio setting I do, usually on OBS, but sometimes it's something weird like, you know, actual hardware problems in real life, whether it's a setup, whether it's a microphone, or whether it's just, I don't know, something else that's causing, for example, audio noise. Hey, cigarettes. Otherwise, it's, yeah, software stuff. Although that doesn't usually happen. Unless it's an audio problem, but that's something else entirely. So we have 9 luck, keeping in mind. And look at this forest icon. I realized I did not use the police station, by the way. So let's use that. We probably shouldn't need these handcuffs, as we can handcuff the an alternate version of a fight we can run into here, but I think we're gonna just take the full chase. And yeah, so this, I think, oh, I didn't mean to run, never mind. Well, I guess we're not doing the fun part of the mystery. In fact, we did even better and didn't fight anything, although I would have liked to, but I mean, if you survive the run, you survive the run, unless you're doing some kind of continuous series, of which I was thinking of doing, so just kind of a little wink-wink preview hint. And by that, I mean, we'll take perception here, by the way. I was planning a series that's probably going to be next. I was kind of shifting these series around, seeing what I really wanted to do, but I think the next one is still going to have custom content, as I may have mentioned before, but it's also going to be a, I guess, persistent kind of series in which things will carry over between the runs I do between videos. But again, that's a subject for later. So yeah, these 2 thingamajiggies will help out, but we don't need the reason right now. If I will need it soon, I'm gonna be very sad with myself, but otherwise, we could actually get slapped by this janitor here, and now we actually need to police patrol the school, so whoops. But anywho, I was mentioning something that someone talked about, and I forgot. Oh, yeah. Just in Taxi really quickly. I think, yeah, the chase sequence at the end does matter, basically. You're not just blindly going through and taking damage from the chase. But anywho, we do want to run away if possible, because this is going to be a lot of damage, so that being said, if we hit 70% Doom on our last mystery, that's still good, in my opinion, but for me, particularly, I would be a bit more worried if I were at 70% Doom or more at the end of this 4th mystery here. This encounter, on the other hand, is going to get Army Knife hit Now, don't ask me how Doggo uses weapon, but I mean, you know, dogs can carry things in their mouths, and we just assumed that rule of cool. And off we go. I could have also thrown the wooden bat, but I decided against that. Alternatively, we could do a thing. That's not real. None of these are real, so I can't actually make use of the free spell cast, but I think we still just take the burns here, especially if we can sell the wooden bat. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm going to be trading a wooden bat or two for the burns. Or, alternatively, if we had a good chance, or we could notice the face, but I'd rather go into the... I think, funny enough, this is better number-wise, because we trade off 2 wooden bats, but if we spend Doom to get rid of the burns and get the painkillers, I think that's a better use of Doom than just taking Doom and getting out of the mystery. Could be wrong, but my mind is not in the right place to crunch numbers at the moment and do math. So off we go. Burns only takes 1 fun, but still, you get the point, I think, that I'm trying to make. We could alternatively just keep moving forward and take the damage in the face, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll take the painkillers, because the cigarettes are going to be reason healing. So just looking at it number-wise, I have the cigarettes and 2+ reason with the soft drink. Or I have 2 stamina from the painkillers, so that's why I'd rather carry the painkillers, because I theoretically have more reason at the moment. But again, the events could just absolutely say, nah, you lose the other 8. No, you lose more reason, and then I get sad. Thankfully, the events are not being so bad to me right now, but hey. And I guess one more little preview for moving into another week as we run into bow, clap, bow, bow, bow. Or sorry, I said the exact... How did I do that? That was not conscious, by the way. Anywho, we'll take the free experience here, although we get slapped in the face for it, but it's fine, because that experience is worth it. And off we go, I guess. I mean, we'll take looting, maybe we run into something, but at this point, we should be able to cigarettes. The cigarettes were not useful in that ghost encounter anyway, so... Yeah, and at this point, some people might be asking, well, Jordan, aren't you in encounter lockout like you've mentioned before? No, because that encounter was in the school. If it was at downtown, let me know. But since it was at the school and then we investigated the downtown area, then we have a chance of running into encounters back to back. Because as I mentioned before, you can consider each location as a deck of cards. So yeah, we can't throw the box cutters. But I think I'd rather just walk forward. And here's the thingamajiggy, but we'll take reason damage instead. Could have sold a wooden bat, but we have a Takshisan to fight, so I think it's fine. We do have the 6th floor, but I don't think that matters. And I don't remember my second encounter anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna move on. Should have healed reason there just to be safe, but we have the soft drink. That's why I don't care as much. And we are at the threshold. Again, if you're newer to the channel and there's anything you want to learn quickly, just know that if you have at least 10 stamina and 6 reason going into the lighthouse, you are 99% certain to survive. Now, except for Doom. But if your Doom is at like 75%, even if you have Takshisan, you're 99%. You have a 99% chance to survive, in my opinion. I don't remember. I'm just going to say Plastic Man. But as I said, doesn't matter because we have all the Doom in the world. Otherwise, expect to take about 16% Doom in the lighthouse, and that's kind of your brute force monkey brain consideration of how much Doom you'll need to survive the lighthouse, but it can be more or less depending on various other factors. I'm just saying, on average, you're going to take 16 Doom damage, or Doom is going to increase by 16% as you ascend the lighthouse. But without further ado, yeah, if you have any questions, you know what to do. If you want me to talk about something, you know what to do. If you want to support me, you know, always subscribing to the channel, watching the videos, listening to the videos in general would help out, and commenting, because engagement. But without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!